It's 11 o'clock at night on June 11th, 1962. You're lying in cell B138 at Alcatraz, the Rock, a mile and a half off the coast of San Francisco. The head on your pillow is made of paintbrush. Real hair collected from the prison barbershop over several months, and flesh-toned paint you mixed yourself. If the guard comes by, he'll see a man sleeping, but you haven't been in that cell for 40 minutes. Your name is Frank Morris, 35 years old. Compute, your IQ was measured at 133 above the 98th percentile. Convicted of bank robbery, Alcatraz was where they sent prisoners who escaped from other facilities. You had escaped from 4 before they brought you here. The guards at Alcatraz were certain they'd finally put you somewhere you couldn't get out of. They were almost right. The plan took more than a year to execute. Plotted when you and your cell block neighbors, brothers, John and Clarence Anglin, noticed that the concrete around the ventilation grills at the bases of the cells had been weakened by moisture and salt air off the bay. Using dinner spoons stolen from the mess hall and sharpened against the concrete floor, you began to dig, millimeter by millimeter, for months, covering the hole with hand-painted cardboard during the day. To avoid noise during the digging shifts at night, you used the prison choir as acoustic cover. Every time the prisoners sang and the music masked the sound, someone kept watch and you dug. The Alcatraz choir existed officially for the entertainment of inmates. You used it as a sound screen for the most elaborate prison escape in American history. The fourth man in the plan was Alan West. He dug to. The problem was that West didn't dig fast enough. Right when escape night arrived, his hole still wasn't wide enough to fit through. While you and the Anglin brothers climbed through the utility corridor toward the roof, West stayed behind, trying desperately to widen the opening. He never made it through. The next morning, when guards made their rounds, they found the papier-mâché heads in the beds, West's hole in the wall, and 3 empty cells. Coward. You were in the utility corridor, a narrow space behind the cells packed with pipes and wiring. Running the full height of cell block B, you had practiced climbing similar pipes in the exercise yard for months. In the dark, scaling metal pipes 12 feet up to the roof, you knew exactly where to put your hands and feet, from the roof down the outer wall of the building. Then a 300-yard walk across rocky terrain and scrub brush to the north edge of the island. Where the water waited, what was waiting there was the product of months of secondary planning. A raft made from more than 50 prison raincoats, stitched and sealed with stolen contact cement, watertight enough to float, improvised paddles fashioned from wooden parts of musical instruments. San Francisco Bay in June of 1962 runs between 50 and 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Surviving it is not impossible. But there is one detail that has killed escape plans since Alcatraz opened in 1934. The tidal currents. San Francisco Bay has tidal currents that reverse direction every 6 hours. If you launch at the wrong moment, the current carries you out of the bay and into the open ocean. If you launch at the right moment, the current helps carry you to the mainland. The FBI concluded that the 3 of you launched just after midnight. Kinda tide at that hour was running toward the Golden Gate Strait and the open Pacific. If the raft held together and the direction held, you were carried out to sea. Water at 50 degrees. Exhausted after months of preparation, a raft made from hand-stitched raincoats. No navigation, no light. But there is another possibility. In 2015, researchers from the United States Military Academy used computerized tidal current models to test the specific conditions of that particular night. They found that if the 3 of you launched earlier than the FBI estimated before midnight, the current at that specific point on the island at that specific hour would have carried you approximately toward Marin Headlands Beach north of the bay. A viable exit route. In 2013, the Anglin family provided the FBI with a photograph taken in 1975, allegedly in Brazil. 2 older men who resembled John and Clarence Anglin, according to facial analysis. The FBI investigated and neither confirmed nor definitively denied the authenticity. The family stated that both brothers died in 2008 and 2011 from natural causes, somewhere in South America. The reward is still active. Close was officially closed by the FBI in 1979 due to absence of evidence of life, then reopened in 2012. Technically, if John or Clarence Anglin is still alive somewhere, they are in their mid-80s. Federal fugitives still wanted, and the FBI still wants to talk to them. You're in the water now. The raft is holding, the paddles work. You stroke towards San Francisco. The city lights visible to the south, orange and yellow against the June sky. The water is colder than you expected, even knowing how cold it would be. Each stroke means plunging your arms to the elbow into that cold and pulling. Your shoulders burn. Months of digging and climbing pipes is not quite the same kind of conditioning. To your left, far off, the lights of the Golden Gate Bridge. You spent 2 years staring at it from your cell window. Now it falls behind you as you row in the opposite direction. What happened next is the question San Francisco has never answered.